What's up, everybody? It is your boy Muggs Jr. and we're back with another one. HP version, top 10 now, top 10 HP version now. Number 10 is Omega Shenron. He made it into the top 10 list because he has very high HP, but the man is has probably the worst posing skill in the entire game. Comment down below if you agree with that. Say yes or no. Say why, because I'm going to get on with it. Omega Shenron 280, level 2, 60, 99. I don't know why I keep slapping my hands like this, but level 60 out of 99. HP is 8,800. Attack is 4,660. Defense is 870. And his speed is 2,270. 6 dupes into his speed. I could have put it into his attack. I don't even know why I put it into his speed. Ultimate attack is minus energy powerball, and posing skill is massive negative energy. One thing I want to say, guys, hope you guys are having a fantastic week as always. I recently just pulled Ultra Instinct Goku, the attack version, so stay tuned. Just wanted to say, stay tuned for that stay tuned for that video because it's about to get real freaking hectic. I plan on doing some more summons with the 2000 TP medals I had left over from last night's video, yesterday's video, because the Speed Videl is still eluding me, and if I can get the Speed Videl, that will complete the Ultra Instinct Goku team that I wanted to build, and it is going to get super hectic. But let's get on with it. Massive posing skill, massive negative energy. Place on a trigger score for plus 1,500 to your own attack, and minus 300 attack to all allies on the field, repeatable. Top middle is his trigger square. When you look at this from base, like, you just look at it. Place on trigger square for plus 1,500 to attack. Word, that's perfect. You see the word repeatable as well? You're like, cool. If they would have kept it just like that and nothing else, I might have said this figure is one of the best figures in the game. He's not. Minus 300 attack to all allies on the field, repeatable. That is super, like, that hinders the team very much. Like, and especially if you don't have a team that gains attack. Like, you don't have a Vegeta who gains 350 attack, or you don't have a Ultra Instinct Goku who gains 1.1 times own attack each turn, or a Jiren that gains 500 attack and 350 defense per turn, or Hit that gains 500 attack, Blue Goku that gains 500 attack, the OG one that is. Like, he's still going to be lowering it by 300, so Hit's only going to be gaining 150. Ultra Instinct Goku, the HP version, is only going to be gaining 250, so that second part really makes him like a don't use him if you don't need to use him. But if you want to spice up a team and throw a team on him, I did use an 01 skill team with him, and I basically didn't care about anything else but defense and buffing his attack. Works fairly well. I don't know how much damage I did. I need to run him again. Shout out to Sun Santana, brother. Doing the top 10 list. I will message you in quite a bit. But let's get on with, he's number 10. Number 9 is the Goku Black. One thing I want to say is there's 2 Goku Blacks on this list. They made the top 10 list because they were in the top 10 highest HP list. One thing I do want to say, though, is that I took one of them out because I don't need 2 Goku Blacks, and I took the 11th ranked one who had the 11th highest HP, and that is, well, you'll see, but he's in here instead, and I will tell you when I get to that. But number 80, Goku Black, level max 60, HP is 10,030, attack is 4,010, defense is 1,030, speed is 1,490, posing skill is do punishment. Before I do that, Super Black Kamehameha has his ultimate attack. Posing skill is do punishment. Place on a trigger square for plus 750 to your attack when attacked, and minus 10% to damage dealt by attacker, repeatable. Trigger squares are top, middle, and bottom. Top, middle, and top right. His is obviously top, middle. I don't know if I said that, but one thing I want to say about this is the plus 750 to attack when attacked is fairly good. That's a very decent amount, fair amount of attack gained when you get attacked. The second part, minus 10% damage dealt by attacker, repeatable, is fair, very decent. But there's one thing, and there's another figure on this list. You probably already know it. You're going to know it as soon as I bring him up. But they have a flaw that if you do not attack him, he does nothing. Like, literally, if you can avoid him, avoid his posing skill, avoid his trigger square, or even if you double stack on him, he's getting one-shotted. A lot of these figures, obviously, if you double stack on them, you will one-shot them. This man will not gain that attack if you do not attack him. And if you one-shot him, you wasted a posing skill because he doesn't do anything for the team. He only does it for himself. But that minus 10% damage dealt by attacker, repeatable, is not that bad. It's a little bit low. If it was 20%, it would be a little more sizable, or maybe even 30%. because that just means like you'd only need to get attacked once, so it would make him more valuable of a unit. But that 10% is very low. That plus 750 is decent, but if you don't attack him, he basically is a useless figure for your team. He's very good at hiding figures. A lot of these figures have IHB, so they're good at hiding figures. They can take one attack. Maybe if they don't get a double, they can take one attack. So he's good at hiding figures. He goes top, middle, and top right. The only reason Omega Shenron is so low on this list as well is he only has one trigger square as well. Some figures on this list have one trigger square, and well, they're some of the best figures in the game because their posing skills are amazing. He can hide an Android 17. He can hide an Android 17. He can hide a Super Vegito. He can hide a Super Gogeta, who is very underrated. He didn't make this list because he got bumped off by a decent amount of figures. You can hide the Videl bottom middle. You can hide so many figures because he has top middle and top right, which is very good, guys. But number 8, this figure is an OG unit. Beerus. I love Beerus. Don't get me wrong. He's probably still one of my favorite figures because he's an OG unit, and I love the OG unit because seeing them on a team and seeing them do amazing like warms my heart because they're OG units. It's the same thing when you see on Dokkan someone running like an OG God unit. Like I still run AGL Super Vegito and Buhan because I have them rainbowed, by the way, but I still run them regardless of how OG they are and how old they are. They will still always stand the test of time. But one thing I want to say about him is number 65, we'll get to it, God of Destruction Beerus. Level max 99, 8990 is his HP. Attack is 6970, defense is 710, speed is 1450, ultimate attack is Sphere of Destruction, and posing skill is Destructive Blow. Place on a trigger square to deal damage that ignores opponent's defense repeatable. Top right is a trigger square. One thing I want to say is that he's a very good unit, hits incredibly hard because he ignores defense. But there are 2 units that can hinder his ability to do damage. The Vados, who lowers attack by 30%, and then the Whis, who lowers damage, lowers the amount of damage that you take. Like if I have a Whis, lowers the amount of damage my figures will take by 30%. So take whatever your attack lowered by 30% is, and then lower the amount of damage that the opponents are going to be taking by 30%. And then you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to take into consideration defense because he will ignore defense. He will hit that hard. But if you lower his attack, he really doesn't do anything. He has low speed. Like all of these figures have low speed except one person on this list, I believe, has a decent amount of speed. But low speed, low defense. You can one-shot him with a double with a lot of figures like a Blue Goku, Blue Vegeta, Vegito, Hit, Gogeta. Like the list goes on. You can one-shot him with a double, obviously. Ultra Instinct Goku one-shots him without a double. Jiren one-shots him without a double. The only thing is he only has one trigger square. And you can hinder the amount of damage he does by just lowering his attack or lowering the amount of damage output that he can output by percentage-wise. But if you raise your defense, it will mean nothing. Like a fat boo will mean nothing to him. But number 7, I believe this is the Rose. Now, you're probably thinking, Muggs, why do you not have Rose higher on this list? Same reason I don't have Goku Black high on this list. Is level max 99, number 183, Rose Goku Black. HP is 10,590. Attack is 3730. Defense is 1850. And his speed is 1460. One thing I do want to mention is I am not ranking these figures off of the amount of HP they have. I'm ranking them off of their posing skill. I'm ranking them off of their stats. Not always off their stats, but I'm not going off of, he probably has some of the highest HP in the game. I'm not going off of that. I'm going off of how good they are, how good their posing skill is. Ultimate attack really doesn't matter. They're trigger squares, and I'm not going off of the skills you can put with them. You can build teams around them. Like you can put a Vegito bottom right, and then you're set, and then put a Piccolo, and then you still be good. Or a Gogeta bottom right, Piccolo top middle, and then you can hide the Gogeta. The Gogeta will hinder the amount of damage that the Beerus is going to be taking. You can obviously do massive damage. But the Rose is weird because, first of all, posing skill, apocalyptic power, placed on a trigger square for plus 1500 to your attack, 1000 to your speed, and plus 10% to your ultimate attack damage when attacked repeatable. Top left, top middle are his trigger squares. Ultimate attack is Divine Lasso. Let me get a sip of water because I'm thirsty, brothers. One thing I want to say is that your trigger squares are good. I love people that have multiple trigger squares, obviously. There's certain figures that don't need a second trigger square. If they had one, they'd be ridiculously broken. But The one thing I want to say is his defense is decent, very good for 1850. You can run him with a You can run him with a Dragon Ball Super Android 17 bottom middle, him top middle. He's gonna be getting 350 defense from him, so he's gonna have about 2250. He's gonna have about 2150, I believe. No, he's gonna have 2200 defense first turn, and he's gonna be able to tank. And the more damage he takes, the more attack he's gonna get, the more defense, the more speed he's gonna get. And every turn, every time he gets attacked, so say the game goes 5 turns, God forbid, and he gets attacked 5 times and is still alive, even with doubles, like you're just getting attacked by like a Vados or something with not a lot of attack. He's going to get 50% onto his ultimate attack damage. That is ridiculous. But the one thing, like I said for the Goku Black, is if you don't attack him, he is useless. He will do nothing else for the team except being able to hide people. A lot of these figures are good at hiding figures and just letting that back figure do some damage or supply the team with something like an Android 17 or a Videl or a Vegito, a Gogito, or a Future Gohan and stuff like that. Because I use him to hide a Future Gohan with my Piccolo team. But if he doesn't get attacked, he is useless for the team. The stat gain that he gets is ridiculous. Don't get me wrong, guys. But the reason he is so low on this list is because of if you don't attack him, it's GG, guys. Like you won't do anything with him. He's a useless figure. But number 5 until we hop into the, I believe, yep, number 5. Number 6. This is number 6. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, I was actually in debate between him and the figure that squeezed in who is the 11th highest HP. And I put him there. I'll explain why. Because number 5 I still think is a very good unit. I don't use him very much, but number 206 Goku Super Saiyan 4, obviously. Level max 99. HP is 9110. Attack is, wow, he has a lot into his HP. I realized I could have put into his attack or speed. I don't know what past Mugs was doing. Don't lie. But as soon as I saw that I put HP, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to put all 10 into his HP. But attack is 3460, defense is 1210, and his speed is 4190. Now, guys, his ultimate attack is Dragon Fist. Opposing skill is Crimson Saiyan. Place on a trigger square for plus 10% to your damage dealt, plus 20% to your ultimate attack damage, and minus 10% damage dealt by all opponents on the field. Repeatable. Bottom, middle, top right are trigger squares. One thing I want to mention is that he doesn't have a lot of attack. That is the one thing that kills it for me, is he only has 3460 attack, and I know the other version has a lot of attack, but this man has 9,000 HP and snuck in. He still will probably be in here until another DLC comes out and they bring higher HP figures in. Some of these figures will obviously be knocked off because Gogeta got bumped off, actually, and that actually was like, because Gogeta would be high on this list. The man's a beast. But his speed is decent. This is the only figure on this list that I believe has above 2,000 speed, right? I can do this. Yeah. No, he's the only one that has above 2,000 speed on this list. Above 3,000 speed on this list. Rose can obviously get above that if you attack him, but I talked about that. He's kind of useless if you don't attack him. This man supplies damage reduction for the team by minus 10% damage dealt by all your opponents. So he's not damage reducing for you. He's lowering the amount of damage that the opponents are outputting. Fairly good. Plus 10% damage dealt and plus 20% damage, plus 20% to your ultimate attack damage is very good. He is used for hiding him in the back of a Piccolo because Piccolo is a monster and gaining all that attack. And at the end of the turn, you throw a 1 skills on, you Dragon Fist, and you body someone. Basically is what that posing skill is for. 0-1 skills with this dude. The only thing I want to mention is that he only has 3460 attack. I think I know I said that exact sentence earlier because your boy has a lot of thoughts in his head. But this man does not hit that hard. Even over time, you get a 30% damage buff. He still is not going to be hitting that hard. He hits like a feather until you get to the ultimate attack. So he really is a last turn type of situation, last turn type of figure. Is you're not going to do a bunch of damage like first. He's not a Super Vegito where 7,000 attack right off the bat. It's going to be very gradual. You see the raise in attack. But we're going to hop into 5 to 1, guys, because 1, you're going to, I already tell. Comment down below what you think number 1 is. Alright, guys, number 5 is Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, the new one that just came out with the DLC, number 281. Level max 99. His HP is 9860. Attack is 5360. Defense is 1290. Speed is 1230. Posing skill, Domain of the Gods. And ultimate attack is Super Kamehameha. Domain of the Gods is his posing skill. I just repeated myself, Muggs. What are you doing? You really need to stop it. Go drink some water. I will, Muggs. Your boy's extra weird today. Place on a trigger score for plus 30% to your own damage dealt. Minus 10% damage taken. Very good. plus 10% damage dealt by all allies on the left and right stacks during that turn only. Top, middle, and bottom right are trigger squares. This man has very low speed, obviously, because he's HP figure. Defense is decently low, but you can raise it with some figures, obviously. HP is very high, and his attack is very high, especially because he gets a plus 30% damage buff. The teams you can run with this man is redonkulous. You could put a Vados top right, then you could put him top middle, and then you could put an Android 17 behind him, the Dragon Ball Super one, and you're chilling. Vados is going to be gaining defense. He's going to be gaining defense. Plus, he gets a 30% damage buff and a minus 10% damage reduction. That is amazing. Like, very good. Only thing is that plus 10% damage dealt by all allies on the left and right literally is situational. If you don't have a figure on the left and right of him, that second part doesn't matter. All he is a figure that gets plus 30% damage buff and minus 10% damage taken. That's all he is. But the damage that this man outputs is very good. He's a very good hiding figure. He hides a Videl. He hides a Dragon. He hides a Dragon Ball Super Android 17. He hides a Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He hides a Bardock. He hides a very decent amount of figures. There's not a lot of great figures that go bottom middle, but there's a decent amount of. But you can run an SR Super Vegeta, who is very good. Lowers attack by 1,000, gains 1,000 speed. Very good. He's a very good hiding figure. Plus, if you go bottom right, you can still behind a Vados, but HP figures are usually meant to go in the front. Not a lot of HP figures go in the back. I think there's only 3 figures that are on this list that go in the back, correct? Yeah, only 3 figures go in the back, and this next one is coming up. Segue into it. That's the reason he's number 5, guys. He doesn't really do a lot for the team other than that plus 10%, but you have to have people on the left and right of him. Number 4. This is the man that slid in quick. He slid in because I had 2 Goku Blacks, and I was like, number 11's getting thrown in here. Number 278, Bardock. Level max 60. 8380 is his HP. Attack is 5610. Defense is 1120, and his speed is 1120. Ultimate attack is Saiyan Spirit. What is his? Super Kamehameha. Ultimate attack is Saiyan Spirit, and then posing skill is Entrusted Hope. Place on trigger score for plus 250 to your attack and 170 to your defense, repeatable, and then minus 5% to your damage taken by all allies and your master if your master's HP is 50% or less. Top, middle, and top right are trigger squares. This dude gives everybody 250 attack, 170 defense. That dude is a monster. If he's giving everybody that buff. And the one thing I want to say is that the master below 50%, you get 5% damage taken. That is not that good. In my opinion, 5% means nothing in this type of meta, in this type of situation, because everybody has a 30% damage buff like him. 5%, oh, he's doing 25. He's doing 25% instead of 30%. He's still one-shotting a lot of figures. But one thing I do like to say is he hides it behind a Piccolo, and the setup you can run with that is gross. O2 skills become ridiculously overpowered when you throw him and a Piccolo on a team. But he's on number 4, which is surprising probably to a lot of people, due to the fact that he gives everybody 250 attack and 170 defense. And he goes, trigger squares are top, middle, and top right. So you can hide bottom, middle, and top right. You can hide a Super Vegeta with him. You can hide behind a Piccolo with him. You can hide behind a Champa with him. You can hide behind a Godku, a Rose. And everybody will be reaping the benefits of that 250 attack and 170 to defense. Very good. His attack is decent. His HP is decent. His speed and his attack is decent. His HP is decent, but his defense and his speed is very low. But number 3, guys, he was on the attack list. He's on the HP list. The other version of Champa. 177, God of Destruction Champa, level max 60. HP is 9010, attack is 5350, defense is 850, and his speed is 1290. Ultimate attack, God of Destruction Menace. Every time I see this, look at that fingernail. Look how long it is. Like, does he not trim it? I know he's a cat, but look at it. Look at it for 5 seconds. I'm going to zoom in real quick. You're about to see it. That is a gross thing. But posing skill, God of Destruction's Anger. Place on a trigger square for plus 30% damage taken by all opponents. I don't even know what I'm doing. 30% damage taken by all opponents on the field stacks during that turn. Only top, middle is a trigger square. I explained it on the attack list. That plus 30% damage taken by all opponents on the field is super, super clutch. He's not as good as the attack version in my opinion, but the fact that he has a decent amount of HP and you can run a Vados and a Whis with him and just sandwich him in the middle, and he's taking less damage because you're lowering their attack by 30%. He's taking 30% less damage. And then he's letting everybody hit harder because all the opponents are taking 30% less damage. The man is a monster, in my opinion. Let me know what you think about this Champa, because I know a lot of people still run Champa. And he's a semi-OG unit. He came after the original batch, but number 2 and number 1 are going to be surprising. Number 2, take a guess. Do you have your guess? Ultra Instinct Goku. A lot of you are going to say he's number 1. It was very close between him and number 1. But number 316 Ultra Instinct Goku, he's in a deck, obviously. Level max, 99. 10,030. Attack is 6360. Defense is 740. Speed is 910. Posing skill, subconscious strength. Place on a trigger score for 1.1 times own attack repeatable. Also, increase own speed to 99,999. And minus 80% ultimate attack damage for all opponents on the field after turn order has been decided. Stacks during that turn only. Top right are trigger squares. And Godly Display is his ultimate attack, which is one of the dopest ultimate attacks in the game. Dimps and Bandai, if you're listening, make that a CAC ultimate attack. Please, I will give you $137.57. That is how good and dope that ultimate attack looks. But his posing skill is phenomenal. One of the best posing skills in the game. He's gaining 1.1 times own attack repeatable, which means he's gaining 600 attack because 10% of 6,000 is 600. So he's gaining 600 attack each turn. And then he's gaining 99,999 speed, which means he's guaranteed to go first on your lineup after the turn is decided. Like, you can have a Vegito, a Speed Cell, or a Speed Ultimate Gohan. He's going to go first because he's going to be gaining that, and then, which is phenomenal because he's probably going to hit very hard over time, especially if you have stats like Attack Up F, ADM Up F, and SCCS. Because I do run a Piccolo and Vegito Blue setup with him, which is gross, gross. But that minus 80% ultimate attack damage for all opponents on the field after the turn order has been decided. Has been decided is clutch. Because I have reduced the amount of damage that my figures have taken heavily and have survived and have won matches because of that minus 80% ultimate attack damage. Now, obviously the speed and attack version of Ultra Instinct Goku is a little different because he doesn't have that much HP. But the man having 10,000 HP and able to reduce that much ultimate attack damage is probably one of the craziest things that's ever came to Hero Colosseum, guys. But number 1 is the Piccolo. What else is there to say? You want me to end the video? Alright, to the deuces, everybody. I'm just kidding. We got still a little bit to talk about. Number 45 Piccolo, level 49 out of 60. HP is 9850, attack is 4180, defense is 1000, and his speed is 1280. Bracing for impact is his posing skill. Place on a trigger score for plus 350 to your defense repeatable, plus 5000 to your master's defense. Stacks during that turn only. Top middle is the trigger square. Ultimate attack is special beam cannon. That plus 5000 to your master's defense is the craziest thing in the game. Even Vegeta ignoring damage and mitigation and getting a plus 30%. The reason you run him is to run 2-lane setups. And when you run 2-lane setups, that gives you a whole lot of options on how to do it. You could put him top. I have so many Piccolo setups in my head because OG Piccolo and OG Future Trunks, the SR one, plus top left UR Whis was probably my favorite setup in the game. The man is a tank. He hits decently hard, but he's allowing you to run those 2-lane setups, which allow you to run him top middle. You can run a Rose top left, and you can run a Future Gohan bottom left. And you're going to be hitting fairly hard. Future Gohan is going to be tanking. Future Gohan is going to be getting hidden by the Rose, and Rose hopefully gets attacked. And then you can just do damage over time. You are able to run him UR Vados, which is stupidly broken because he tanks and he has so much HP. And then you can run a Super Vegito bottom right, a Gogeta bottom right, and a Super Vegito bottom right. You can run, who else? You can run floaters behind him, like an UR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, a Jiren, an Attack Ultra Instinct Goku if you want, an Attack Super Saiyan God Goku if you want. He and his 2-lane setups are stupidly broken. That is why he's number 1. He is the OG unit. He still is an OG unit, and is, in my opinion, one of the best units in the game, and I don't think that will ever change until they replace him with a better figure. But that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think about my list. I know there's some things I should change, like, look at this. You have him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, And then I was actually thinking about changing the the Blue Goku, the Bardock, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku. They were getting switched out in my mind like a million times. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The worst figure, one of the worst figures in the game, one of the worst posing skills in the game. If you didn't have that minus 300 attack, he would be amazing. And then, in my opinion, the best HP unit in the game, one of the best figures in the game. Period. When I do the best figures in the game list, expect him to be in the top 5. Like, without a doubt, expect him to be in the top 5. But let me know what you guys would put number 1. Let me know which one you want to do next. Obviously, I can't talk. Jesus, Mugs, what are you doing? Now, there's some figures that I don't have. Like, he's level 35. I think he would have made this list. I don't know how high he would have been on this list, but he barely missed the list. He got bumped off. But let me know which one you want to do. I have defense and speed left, so comment defense or speed. But that's going to do it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe as always. I hope to catch y'all in the next video. The deuces, everybody. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Road to 1K is still happening. I hope we hit it soon.